Well, since we're acting like the finals are over, we may as well start guessing about this offseason.
Or as I like to call it, where is LeBron going?
Everything is on the table.
Cleveland, Houston, the Lakers, the Golden State Warriors.
You've got a chance. You make the play.
I don't want to see him trying to chase a ring.
I don't want to see him waste away in Cleveland.
Of course, he's wondering, how can I beat this Golden State team?
That's a big question, Jamel. There is one other question a little bit bigger, of course. Where will he go? What you're about to see behind me is teams flirting with LeBron in very large font. But before you think about where the King might bolt or maybe stay in Cleveland, think about what he wrote in very small font in his famous letter in Sports Illustrated when he returned home 4 years ago. Remember that issue? He said in front of the letter, quote, "I always believed that I'd return to Cleveland and finish my career there. I just didn't know when." End quote. Back to the large font. As Kevin Nagandi reports, even those words in Sports Illustrated in small font isn't stopping anyone at all from at least trying to grab him.
Use your imagination. That's what the guidelines were when we asked 30 artists with ties to each NBA city to paint the picture for LeBron. First, the Pretenders. It's only fitting we start with the guy many would most compare him to on the court. Can you imagine MJ as his boss? Sorry, that royalty web isn't spinning in Charlotte, nor would it in Chicago, where the shadow of 23 remains far and wide. No, I'm not sure Dirk can catch a football on an outlet pass. By the way, where are the Mavs on this billboard? Motown, we got one requirement. Blake has to jump over LeBron's Kia. This won't happen. What else you got? It's 114 degrees in Phoenix right now. Nope. It's LA, but he'd probably rather protect that other locker room in Staples. Ah, I see what you did there, Denver. I get it. But shouldn't we pronounce it Yoker? We are slow clapping for Indiana. NBA Twitter would have been blown away if they made it to the All-Star break together. If he goes up north, would LeBron sweep his teammates in practice? Is Brooklyn in the house? Nope. Keep them coming. Orlando? No, seriously? Outside his first game in Sacktown and the name King, they have nothing else in common. Time to separate the pros from the cons, the platinum from the bronze. Forget King of New York or the Garden God. Not even a second unicorn can save the Knicks. Where's Jesus Shuttlesworth on this billboard? Okay, Michael Wilbon, I'm listening.
Washington is the most powerful city in the United States of America, if not the world.
Finally, the best player on the planet with Pop in San Antonio. So H-Town, who gets the lead role in the next State Farm commercial? Because the Celtics never win championships.
Anything's possible!
Yo, Ben, we did it! Trusting Joel's Instagram process. Yeah, because the Lakers never get a superstar. Who's next? No matter what, it always comes back to family in the land. If this were to happen there, at Golden State with that team, man, I'd just give up.
Great stuff. Giving up, LeBron hardly did in year 15. Some would argue it was the best of his entire legendary career. A look back at that seminal 15th season tomorrow as LeBron through the years continues here on SportsCenter. You know, many expected Oregon State to be here, but Mississippi State? No way. They do have one thing in common, though, as they play tonight. A flair for the dramatic. We'll run it down from Omaha on the way. And after the last decision, that happened. What can we expect with decision number 3 in Cleveland? Stay or go? We hit the city streets for the inside scoop next.
Between me and a lot of other people, I'm true to who I am. I'm true to my craft. I know how much I put into the game. And then at the end of the day, whatever happens, happens.
James picks
Kicks it out hard. Three-pointer. Wow! James, nice bounce pass. Simmons finishes. James, great feed to Leonard. You bet! James pushes the other way. Backing it home is Paul George. Irvin off the backboard.
We'll see what happens.
July 1st needs to get here pretty fast. If everything in life comes down to timing, then our Scoop Jackson should pay heed to the calendar. Hitting the streets of Cleveland to discuss LeBron James might not have been that safe in 2014, but in 2018, how safe do fans feel they can keep him? Scoop went to get the inside scoop on just that from the Cavs faithful as a huge, bear with me now, decision awaits.
They call him the king, the chosen one. He's done what nobody has done in this city since 1964.
It's over! It's over! Cleveland is a city of champions once again!
Cleveland! This is for you!
There are a lot of unknowns about LeBron's next move, but one thing we know for sure, if he decides to leave Cleveland for the second time, the economy is going to change.
No player in the history of sports has done more for an economy than LeBron James. The local Chamber of Commerce tells me it's attributed to hundreds of millions of dollars.
Do you think that if he leaves again, it's going to be Skyfall Part 2, or do you think there's more stability this time now than it was before?
Do I think the sky will fall? No, I do not. Will we take a little bit of a hit? I'd be foolish to say that we won't. But, you know, I still think that we can continue to carry that positive momentum for the city itself.
If he goes anywhere, it's not like it's going to crumble or fall apart. I think you can take off the training wheels, and that bike's going to keep going down the path at this point.
I'll be honest with you, LeBron pretty much makes my income.
Definitely a LeBron-driven crowd. There's tables from Amsterdam, Germany, like all over the world. And I asked them, what are you doing in Cleveland? Just see LeBron.
We're experiencing history every time this guy steps on the floor.
This is the first time I come to America. I traveled from Hong Kong. I came here because I love LeBron James.
Thumbs up.
Whoa!
That play he just made will be talked about a long time after we're finished.
We're from Raleigh, North Carolina, but I would never travel to Cleveland if LeBron wasn't playing. Never.
So if LeBron leaves, is the first thing y'all gonna do is start like
looking for a new job.
Right. That may be an overreaction, but that's how Cleveland fans are. Y'all remember how they were the last time LeBron left? Let's see how the fans react this time.
LeBron has exhibited spirit and has given the city spirit that it can carry on. The mistake on the lake, now we're back to the best location in the nation.
Honestly, at this point, I'm okay with it. He kept his promise. He came back, did what he said he was going to do. I mean, we can't ask for no more from the guy.
He leaves, it's the best for him. But I know personally, with him being from, less than 30 minutes away, Akron, it is more sentimental than someone that's just not from the city.
We wish him the best at this point. I don't think anybody would ever have the same emotions attached to it that we did the first time.
I'll tell you what, if I'm these fans sitting in this arena right now, I'm not leaving without showing, again, an appreciation and a thank you to LeBron James.
I advocate tomorrow that the plaza in between the baseball stadium and the basketball arena be named LeBron James Plaza. I advocate that they announce that they're going to erect a statue in the middle of the plaza of LeBron blocking Andre Iguodala's shot in Game 7. And I think they should take that banner that they have in the arena and make it about 4 times bigger.
It seems like the city's matured. It's all love from the fans as far as LeBron is concerned, either way. Now, they probably will take a financial hit if he does go, but they have to do whatever they can to make sure he does it, whatever it takes, right?
Right, Scoop, and usually money does tend to win out. LeBron leaves the Cavs this summer. He leaves potentially 53 mil on the table. His max contract with the Cavs, 5 years, $205. No other team like the Lakers could offer him more than 4 years and $152 million. So we await that decision, while Arkansas awaits the winner of Mississippi State and We've got new details in this Jameis Winston allegation of sexual assault against an Uber driver. ESPN's Outside the Lines reporting a friend of Winston who initially said that Jameis was never left alone with the Uber driver is circling back. And now those comments support the account of the driver. Still plenty to be determined here. The league has planned to suspend him 3 games. The Bucs open the season in New Orleans on September 9th. I don't expect Jameis to be there. I do expect our Jenna Lane to be there covering the team like she does every day of the year. Bottom line, what is the possibility, incident after incident here with Jameis, that it might be time the Bucs are thinking about moving on from Jameis Winston?
Well, Zubin, I haven't heard any rumblings about the Bucs parting ways with Winston, but I did look at his contract. They already owe him $3.89 million this season. So unless they can find a willing trade partner between now and the 5th day of training camp, otherwise he will be a Buccaneer. If they are able to find a trade partner, then the trade partner would assume that $3.89 million and the Bucs would be off the hook for it. But where it really gets interesting is 2019. The Bucs did pick up the 5th-year option on his deal. It's worth $21 million. But the Bucs could theoretically cut him before the start of the 2019 league year as long as he is not injured. They could cut him without any sort of financial penalties there. But if he is injured, and this is where it really gets interesting, in those 13 games that he's going to be playing, he better not get injured. Otherwise, because it's guaranteed for injury only, they could have to pay him that money, a la what you saw with Ryan Shazier.
Very interesting. So there are some qualifying factors there, and the fact that we should mention he was the first overall pick in the draft, and generally guys like that are going to get every chance to succeed, even with that suspension in tow. Last thing, though, take us inside the organization. What are the underlying factors here within the organization that we really need to know about here when it comes to making such an important decision?
Well, Zubin, up until this point, everybody within the organization has publicly supported Jameis Winston. That includes general manager, that includes head coach, and that also includes ownership as well. In fact, just a few weeks ago, I sat down with Bucs co-chairman Joel Glazer, gave Winston a very strong show of support, and I asked him, do these allegations in any way impact your thoughts on Jameis? And he said no, gave him a ton of support. However, it is worth mentioning that back when they drafted Jameis in 2015, it was a different regime. That was when head coach Lovie Smith was there. That was before Dirk Cutter became the head coach. And Dirk Cutter has come on record and said he wasn't 100% sold on Jameis at the time. He really liked Marcus Mariota. So now, looking back at all that, you have to start wondering, will there be some tension that might start brewing within the organization or divide with some of the people that were sold on Jameis, that stuck their necks out for Jameis and had the support for Jameis, and some of the people that had some concerns about that? I'm not saying that's happening right now, but I think it's something that's worth paying attention to. Very important distinction. This is a standalone issue, but with his prior transgressions and behavior, you can understand why people on the outside are not giving him the benefit of the doubt in the court of public opinion. But the Glazers matter more than any. They are the owners. That is our Jenna Lane with the Tampa Bay Bucs monitoring the situation. Still to come, teams are devising creative pitches to grab the king in free agency. But there's one thing almost every single fan base is doing the exact same.